Fortnite's loot system is designed to exploit our psychological weaknesses. Fortnite's loot system is based on operant conditioning, a psychological technique discovered by B.F. Skinner. Skinner's research showed that variable rewards are more addictive than fixed ones. A key aspect of Fortnite's loot, Epic Games uses a system of random rewards to create a psychological response, releasing dopamine in players' brains. This dopamine release creates a feeling of pleasure, motivating players to repeat the behavior to get more loot. Fortnite's loot system is designed to create a sense of anticipation, keeping players engaged and coming back for more. The combination of operant conditioning and variable rewards makes Fortnite's loot system highly addictive and profitable. At the 2020 Summer Olympics in Tokyo, 13-year-old Carlos Manuel Santana from Brazil competed in the men's surfing event, making him one of the youngest Olympic medalists in the sport's history. Meet Carlos Manuel Santana, Brazil's 13-year-old surfing sensation at the 2020 Summer Olympics. He competed in the men's surfing event, making history as one of the youngest Olympic medalists. The 2020 Summer Olympics were held in Tokyo, Japan, and featured surfing as a new Olympic sport. Carlos Manuel Santana qualified for the Olympics with his impressive skills and dedication to the sport. At just 13 years old, he became one of the youngest athletes to ever medal in Olympic surfing history. Santana's achievement inspired a new generation of young surfers around the world with his remarkable take a tour of the most expensive soccer stadiums ever built, including SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, which cost a massive $5.5 billion to construct. The most expensive soccer stadium ever built is SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, California. SoFi Stadium cost a staggering $5.5 billion to construct, making it a record breaker. The stadium's translucent roof is made of 2.5 acres of ETFE material, a first in the industry. SoFi Stadium has a seating capacity of 70,000, expandable to 100,000 for major events. The stadium's construction required over 6,000 workers and took nearly 4 years to complete. SoFi Stadium is not only a sports venue, but also a 24/7 entertainment destination with a nightclub and restaurants. Dive into the intriguing life of Forrest Ackerman, a science fiction fan and artist who was one of the first to popularize the genre, and explore his contributions to the development of science fiction fandom. Forrest Ackerman was a science fiction fan and artist known as the world's foremost authority on science fiction. He was one of the first fans to collect and preserve science fiction artwork and memorabilia. Ackerman's collection, called the Ackerman Collection, eventually became part of the Science Fiction and Fantasy Hall of Fame. He was a key figure in organizing science fiction conventions, including the first ever fan convention in 1939. Ackerman's artwork and influence helped popularize science fiction, inspiring creators like Ray Bradbury and Steven Spielberg. Can restricting your eating window to 8 hours really help you lose fat? The 16-to-8 diet, also known as time-restricted eating, involves fasting for 16 hours and eating within an 8-hour window daily. This eating pattern is based on the idea that restricting your eating window can help regulate hunger hormones and boost weight loss. Research suggests that the 16-to-8 diet may improve insulin sensitivity, reducing the risk of developing type 2 diabetes and metabolic syndrome. Dr. Jason Fung, a renowned expert, recommends the 16-to-8 diet as a way to break the cycle of insulin resistance and promote weight loss. One of the main benefits of the 16-to-8 diet is that it can be easier to stick to than traditional diets, as it doesn't require calorie counting or restrictive eating. Delve into the abandoned city of Pripyat, near the Chernobyl nuclear power plant, where a devastating nuclear disaster in 1986 left behind a haunting and radioactive wasteland. Pripyat was founded in 1970 as a model Soviet city to house Chernobyl nuclear power plant workers and their families. The city had a population of nearly 50,000 people before the devastating nuclear disaster on the 26th of April, 1986. The evacuation of Pripyat was completed in just 36 hours, with residents leaving behind most of their belongings and memories. Today, Pripyat remains abandoned, with its crumbling infrastructure and overgrown streets a haunting reminder of the disaster. The city's amusement park, with its rusting Ferris wheel, is a poignant symbol of the lives interrupted by the catastrophe. Ever wondered why we have nightmares? Nightmares occur during the REM sleep stage when brain activity is similar to being awake. Stress is a major trigger for nightmares, as it activates the brain's threat response system. The brain's threat response system, also known as the amygdala, is responsible for processing fear and anxiety. During nightmares, the brain's visual cortex is active, which is why we often remember vivid images. Research suggests that nightmares may serve an evolutionary purpose, allowing us to rehearse and prepare for real-life threats. Dr. Matthew Walker's research has shown that nightmares can be reduced by practicing relaxation techniques before sleep. Uncovering historical figures like neurologist Dr. Face blindness, also known as prosopagnosia, affects 2 to 3% of the general population worldwide. Neurologist Dr. Oliver Sacks suffered from prosopagnosia, writing about his experiences in his book, Musicophilia. Dr. Sacks' face blindness made it difficult for him to recognize patients, sometimes causing awkward interactions. Another famous case is that of artist Chuck Close, whose prosopagnosia inspired new techniques in his portrait art. Prosopagnosia can be congenital or acquired through brain damage, affecting anyone regardless of intelligence or memory. Despite challenges, individuals with prosopagnosia often develop coping mechanisms, like relying on voice or context clues. In 1989, scientists Martin Fleischmann and Stanley Pons claimed to have achieved cold fusion, but their results were later disputed. In 1989, Martin Fleischmann and Stanley Pons announced achieving cold fusion, sparking global excitement. They claimed to have produced excess heat at room temperature, defying conventional nuclear physics. However, other scientists failed to replicate their results, casting doubt on the discovery's legitimacy. Investigations revealed methodological flaws, data manipulation, and a lack of proper controls. The controversy led to a loss of credibility for the researchers and a damaged reputation for the field. The cold fusion fiasco serves as a cautionary tale about the importance of rigorous scientific methodology. Witness the massive 1,700-foot wave surfed by Garrett McNamara in Nazaré, Portugal. A wave so enormous it's considered one of the most extreme surfing feats of all time. The massive wave surfed by Garrett McNamara was recorded in Nazaré, Portugal on the 1st of November 2013. The wave measured an incredible 1,700 feet tall, a new Guinness World Record at the time. Garrett McNamara rode the wave for 2 minutes and 3 seconds, an extremely long ride. The wave was so big that it was almost as tall as the Statue of Liberty in New York City. McNamara's surfboard was 7 feet long and 22 inches wide, custom-made for tackling such massive waves. This record-breaking feat has yet to be beaten, cementing McNamara's place in surfing history.